You've been talking yourself out of greatness for too long. It's time to start talking yourself into it, because the words that follow "I am" will shape the life that follows you every single morning before the world gets a say. You get to decide who you are. You can wake up and say, "I'm tired, I'm stuck, I'm broke," or you can rise and declare, "I am powerful, I am wealthy, I am unstoppable." That's not arrogance, that's alignment. Because the mind doesn't argue with your beliefs, it obeys them. When you speak it, you start to see it. When you repeat it, you start to become it. Say it out loud, "I am abundant." Feel the vibration shift in your chest when you claim it. Say it again, "I am prosperous," not someday, not when everything's perfect, right now, because wealth doesn't begin in your bank account. It begins in your belief system. You are not waiting to become a billionaire. You are remembering that you already are, in your ideas, your energy, your actions. Every opportunity that crosses your path, every door that opens, every person you meet, it's responding to the frequency you send out, and that frequency is built by your words. So speak like you already have it, walk like it's already yours, live like you've already won. Say it, "I am wealth, I am joy, I am success, I am peace. I am the billionaire version of myself, confident, disciplined, and limitless." You don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe. And every "I am" you speak is a seed planted in the soil of your future. Today, plant abundance, plant confidence, plant action, and when doubt whispers, remind it who you are. I am becoming everything I've ever dreamed of. Because this isn't magic. This is mindset, and mindset creates miracles. The words you speak become the foundation of the life you live. Every "I am" statement you make is a declaration to your subconscious mind, a command that directs your energy and focus toward a specific reality. When you say, "I am strong," your brain immediately begins looking for proof of that strength. When you say, "I am broke," it does the same. It's not magic, it's neuroscience. Your words are signals that instruct your mind to create meaning and shape perception. The truth is, your language is the most powerful tool you own, yet most people use it carelessly, reinforcing limitation instead of liberation. Every time you repeat something about yourself, you are giving your identity permission to take that form. That's why successful people guard their language. Not because our voice has power, and what you repeat becomes what you believe. Belief is the bridge between your current self and your highest self. When you start using words that support the person you want to be, your brain takes that as direction. It doesn't differentiate between what's real and what's imagined. It only knows what you feed it. So when you affirm, "I am confident," you are teaching your mind to feel that confidence even before it's fully developed. Over time, your behavior begins to mirror your affirmations. You take more risks, you walk taller, and you handle pressure differently because your subconscious has accepted a new identity. That's how transformation starts, one powerful statement at a time. The words that follow "I am" are not descriptions, they are declarations of the future you are building. Every sentence becomes a seed, and the harvest depends on what you plant. Belief always comes before evidence. Everything that exists in your life right now was once just a thought, a small belief you chose to hold on to until it took form. Prosperity is no different. You don't wait for wealth to believe you are abundant. You believe in abundance first, and that belief shapes the decisions, actions, and mindset that attract prosperity into your reality. The mistake most people make is thinking they need proof before they can believe. They want the success before the confidence, the money before the gratitude, the validation before the faith. But life doesn't work that way. The world mirrors what you feel inside, not what you wish for. If you can't see yourself as wealthy before it happens, you'll struggle to recognize the opportunities that could make it happen. Your internal state has to change before your external results can. When you believe you are already prosperous, you behave differently. You walk into rooms with certainty instead of hesitation. You treat your time as valuable. You say no to things that don't align with your vision. That belief becomes the silent force guiding your every choice, and those choices eventually create the evidence you once thought you needed. It's not about pretending to be rich. It's about aligning your energy with the mindset of someone who already has enough. That's when gratitude and abundance flow effortlessly because you stop chasing and start creating. The person who believes in their worth doesn't beg for opportunities, they attract them. They operate from confidence, not desperation. There's a simple truth most overlook. Everything begins as belief. The billionaires, the visionaries, the innovators, none of them started with certainty. They started with belief so strong that it overpowered doubt. Before they saw success, they saw it in their minds. They held the vision when there was no evidence to justify it. That's what made the evidence appear. Belief is like a magnet. It pulls the unseen into reality. When you affirm, I am abundant, even if your circumstances don't yet reflect it, you're training your mind to look for alignment with that statement. You'll start noticing ideas, people, and possibilities that match the belief. Your reticular activating system, the part of the brain that filters information, begins to prioritize what supports your focus. The more you believe, the more your mind works to prove you right. That's why prosperity isn't about money alone. It's about identity. When you see yourself as abundant, you start to act like someone who has more than enough. You give more freely, think more creatively, and operate with a sense of peace. Scarcity disappears because you no longer see yourself as lacking. The belief itself becomes the evidence you need to keep going. And the moment your belief becomes stronger than your doubt, life starts to rearrange itself around that truth. You no longer wait for permission to succeed. You live as if success is inevitable, and eventually it is. Everything in this universe operates on frequency, and that ink eludes you. Every thought you think, every word you speak, and every emotion you feel carries a specific vibration that attracts matching experiences. When you affirm wealth, joy, or peace, you're not simply saying words, you're tuning yourself to the frequency of those realities. Your body begins to feel what abundance feels like, your mind starts to focus on opportunities instead of obstacles, and your energy radiates a confidence that pulls prosperity closer. The law is simple, like attracts like. If you vibrate at the level of lack, you attract more lack. But when you embody the vibration of abundance, everything around you starts shifting to meet that energy. It's not superstition, it's alignment. Your vibration influences your perception, and your perception shapes your world. When your inner energy is aligned with what you desire, you stop chasing and start magnetizing. People feel it when you walk into a room. They sense the calm, the certainty, the grounded power that says, I know who I am. That energy doesn't demand attention, it commands it naturally. The reason affirmations work is because they don't just change what you think, they change how you feel. Saying, I am prosperous while feeling fearful has no impact. But when you speak those words with conviction, when you let your body and mind experience the reality of abundance, you activate a vibration that the universe cannot ignore. You become a match for what you want, and life begins to respond accordingly. Energy alignment is about more than positive thinking. It's a conscious choice to live in the emotional frequency of the life you want before it manifests. That means practicing gratitude before the blessings arrive, feeling success before the world recognizes it, and radiating love even when no one is giving it back. When you do this, you begin to dissolve the gap between your current state and your desired state. You no longer operate from a place of someday. You live as if it's already happening. The shift in energy changes how you move, how you speak, and how you make decisions. You start saying yes to what feels aligned and no to what drains you. You become intentional about your space, your habits, and your thoughts because you understand that everything affects your vibration. People often wonder why two individuals with the same skills end up with completely different results. The answer lies in energy alignment. One person vibrates from fear, thinking they might fail. The other radiates faith, believing they are destined to succeed. The universe responds to the second person because their energy is clear and confident. That clarity becomes momentum. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions vibrate together on the same frequency, the results appear faster and with less resistance. You begin to experience synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, and people who seem to show up at the perfect time. That's alignment in motion, the invisible energy behind every visible success. Your brain is a powerful machine designed to follow instructions, and repetition is the language it understands best. Every time you repeat a thought, a phrase, or a belief, your brain strengthens the neural connections related to it. This process, called neuroplasticity, means your mind is constantly reshaping itself to match what you focus on most. When you say, I am wealthy, over and over, you are literally building new pathways in your brain that support the mindset of abundance. Over time, those thoughts stop feeling like wishful thinking and start becoming your default state of being. The subconscious mind doesn't argue with what you tell it, it simply accepts and acts upon it. That's why consistency in affirmations is so powerful. They aren't magic words, they're tools for mental reprogramming, reshaping how you think, feel, and act in the world. The more you repeat empowering affirmations, the more your brain starts filtering reality through that belief. You begin noticing things that align with what you've been affirming. Opportunities you once ignored suddenly stand out. Challenges that used to scare you now feel like steps toward growth. Your subconscious has one job: to protect and serve your identity. If your identity is built around fear and limitation, it will subconsciously steer you toward experiences that confirm those beliefs. But when your identity shifts to power, success, and confidence, the brain works just as hard to validate that reality instead. The repetition of, I am confident, I am capable, or I am prosperous becomes a new set of instructions that your subconscious executes without resistance. In the beginning, your mind may reject these affirmations because they conflict with your current beliefs. You might say, I am successful, and immediately hear an inner voice whisper, no, you're not. That resistance isn't failure. It's proof that your old programming is being challenged. The key is to keep going. Each repetition weakens the old pattern and strengthens the new one. Eventually, the balance shifts. The inner voice that once doubted you becomes the one that supports you. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but it is inevitable when you commit to the process. Consistency is what turns affirmations into identity, and identity into destiny. What makes this process so powerful is that it bridges thought and action. When you keep affirming a truth about yourself, your brain begins to look for ways to make it real. It subtly adjusts your behavior, influences your decisions, and aligns your emotions with your words. For example, if you repeatedly affirm, I am disciplined, you'll start acting more disciplined without even forcing it. You'll feel discomfort when your actions contradict that identity, and that discomfort will push you back toward alignment. It's the subconscious mind doing its job, making sure your actions match your beliefs. That's why daily repetition of positive affirmations isn't about pretending, it's about training your mind to serve your potential instead of your fears. Over time, your reality becomes a reflection of the words you've been feeding your brain, and the beliefs you've chosen to install become the foundation of the life you create. Speaking affirmations is only the beginning. The real transformation happens when those words are supported by deliberate action. You can repeat, I am wealthy 1,000 times, but if your daily behavior doesn't reflect discipline, focus, and gratitude, the affirmation remains empty. Words are seeds, but action is the sunlight that allows them to grow. When you align what you say with what you do, your affirmations gain power. The universe responds not just to your intentions, but to your movement. Every small step, every choice that supports your belief becomes a signal that you're serious about what you're affirming. You're no longer just hoping for change. You're becoming the evidence of it. Real affirmation is not just spoken, it's lived. When you affirm something and then act in alignment with it, your brain begins to trust your words. This creates integrity between your thoughts and your actions. For example, if you say, I am healthy, and follow it with consistent workouts, mindful eating, and rest, your subconscious begins to lock onto that identity. It recognizes that you're not lying to yourself, you're living your truth. The same goes for financial abundance. Saying I am wealthy means nothing if your actions show carelessness with money, procrastination, or fear of opportunity. But when you back those words with smart decisions, gratitude for what you have, and courage to take risks, you align yourself with the energy of wealth. The affirmation becomes a reflection of who you are, not who you wish to be. Action transforms affirmation into embodiment. The moment you start taking steps that match your words, the mind-body connection strengthens. You begin to feel the truth of what you've been saying. That emotional conviction builds momentum, and momentum builds results. Every act of discipline reinforces your belief that you are capable. Every courageous decision confirms that you are powerful. Every moment of gratitude deepens your sense of abundance. Over time, you stop needing to convince yourself through words because your life begins to mirror the affirmations you once spoke. You become living proof that change is possible through consistent alignment. The reason action matters so deeply is because it roots your affirmations in reality. Without it, your words float as intentions with no direction. Action gives them structure. It tells your subconscious, this is real, this is happening. It bridges the gap between mindset and manifestation. And the beauty is, the actions don't have to be huge. Small, daily behaviors, waking up early, setting goals, following through on promises, practicing gratitude, all carry energy that matches the vibration of your affirmations. Each step, no matter how minor, strengthens the pattern of belief in your mind. Eventually, action becomes habit, and habit becomes identity. You no longer say, I am successful to become it. You say it because it's true. The alignment between affirmation and action is what transforms dreams into results and belief into a new reality. When you look at everything we've talked about, one truth stands clear. You already have everything you need to create the life you desire. Prosperity, happiness, and wealth don't begin somewhere outside of you. They start right here, in your thoughts, in your words, and in your daily choices. Every I am you speak is an instruction to your future, and every action you take after that affirmation is proof that you believe in it. You are not waiting for abundance to arrive. You are remembering that it has always been within you. The moment you speak it with conviction, feel it with emotion, and act on it with courage, life begins to rise to meet you. You are the architect of your reality. The words you repeat become the walls of your belief system, and the actions you take become the foundation of your success. So speak with power. Move with purpose. Believe with intensity. When you say, I am wealthy, don't whisper it with doubt. Declare it like a truth that can't be shaken. When you affirm, I am confident, walk like it's already done. You're not faking it, you're aligning with your highest potential. And once your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony, nothing can stop the momentum you create. There will be days when doubt whispers and fear knocks at your door. But that's when your affirmations matter most. That's when you remind yourself, I am stronger than this. I am built for greatness. I am the creator of my destiny. The more you live that truth, the more your life will expand to match it. Every I am becomes a step toward your vision, and every step becomes a declaration that you are ready for more abundance, more peace, more fulfillment, more life. You don't need permission to shine. You don't need validation to rise. All you need is belief, fierce, unshakable belief that your words and actions have power. So go out there and live as if your success is inevitable. Because it is. You are already on the path, and everything you need is already within you. Say it, believe it, live it. The billionaire version of you is not in the future. It's who you are right now, waiting to be claimed. Thank you for giving your time, your energy, and your heart to this message. Remember, every day is another chance to speak power into your life. Keep saying your affirmations with confidence. Keep aligning your actions with your vision. And keep believing that abundance is your natural state. You are worthy of success, happiness, and limitless wealth. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. You are enough. Now take a deep breath, lift your head, and step into your Gria. Taness, this is your time. This is your story. And it all begins with the words, I am. Thank you for listening. Stay inspired, stay consistent, and remember, your words create worlds.